What am I going to do this morning?
Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP2020 Outdoors. Welcome to the AP2020 Outdoors Outdoor Shooting Range. Yes sirree, this is my private shooting range. You can't get any more remote than this. I don't think there's any humans for several miles. Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP2020 Outdoors. I got a special guest this evening for the Outdoors Podcast. This is season 11, episode 12. I've got my buddy Adam, aka Hootie Hoo, the Hootie Hoo YouTube channel. Adam, how you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Awesome. So this is only the second evening podcast I've done. Usually I do them like at 9 or 9:30 in the morning. So it's not that I'm not a night person, but it's kind of changes it up, makes it kind of nice.
I normally do everything at night because that's when everybody else is asleep.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So I've got a little, you know what? I do have some things written down, but I spy. Hey, I'm proud of you, man. Look at that. I spy some reloading dies in the background there.
Yeah.
Look at you, man.
I've been stocking up. I haven't. We've talked on the phone about loading a few times, but
right.
I still have only loaded one cartridge. I keep telling myself I'm going to wait for a rainy day.
Right.
But I had a good rainy day this week, but then something else popped up and I had to do some other stuff. But
okay. All right.
I'm too busy.
Yeah, I heard that, brother. That's like number 5 on the list. All right. Number 1 on the list. Name 2 things you haven't done outdoors that you still want to do.
Oh, man.
There's got to be 2 things. There's 2 things I'd never done, but I'm gonna lead into the story. But go ahead, name 2 things right off the top of your head. I think it could be mountain climbing. It could be, parachuting. It could be whatever. Doesn't have to be hunting or shooting related.
Oh. I so one of my goals is to have a mount of everything. So.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be. It's up. My list is. I want to do an aoudad hunt.
Okay, yeah.
I've never even seen one.
Right. They got them in Texas.
Yeah, they got them wild.
But you want to go to where they're native, which is like
yeah.
Is that South America or Europe? One of the 2 places.
Oh no, I'll shoot them in Texas. I mean, I'm not afraid of that. But yeah, I want an aoudad for the wall, and I also want a scimitar horned oryx.
Oh yeah, those would be. Yeah, those are that's like Eastern European, dude. That's like Ukraine or Russia or somewhere. You better have some good. Huh?
I've got to take the oryx off of the list in the top 2. That's the top 3. But I need an elk. I've had an elk. I've had an elk tag 3 times, and I still have not got an elk. So
really. Go figure. All right, well, so this is my number 1 topic. So there are 2 things I'd never done, and it's probably because I really didn't have interest, but it's not because I never had the opportunity. So have you ever duck or goose hunted? You waterfowl?
I've been twice.
So twice.
Yeah.
So it's not like something you do a lot.
No.
So I've never done either. The second thing I'd never done before is trap. Did you ever run a trap line when you were a kid?
Not when I was a kid. I trap now.
Oh, you do? What do you trap?
Whatever steps in the trap.
Check this out, brother.
Wow, man, that's a beaver?
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's 52 pounds, man.
What?
Oh, yeah. Look at this one. I got his mate, too. I got him hanging everywhere, man. Hang on. There's the mate. That's the female right there. She was 47.
That's got to be like a state record or something.
No. They get bigger. So.
I've only seen like a 15-pound beaver. I've never seen one even remotely close to that.
Well, I'm only like 5'0" right? So like I'm really short and small. So that's one advantage I if anything I kill, I hold up. People are like, man, what a giant! So anyways, long story, hopefully not too long. So one of my passions is coyote hunting, right?
Yeah.
And so I was at a farm that this gal, she lets me hunt on, right? And I was just getting, like in Tennessee, when you hunt on private land, you gotta get written permission.
Yeah, just a little piece of paper.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're talking, and I got permission to hunt a lot of farms where I live. And she was like, oh, you ought to check out this guy that's just south of my property, So she gives me this guy's name, and it's an 83-year-old dairy farmer that actually lived like 20 miles away from us, right? But he just bought this farm that's just adjacent to hers. So I call this guy up, and he drives out, he meets me, right? And it's a little, like in Ohio, 120 acres is considered a good sized farm, right? Which is kind of funny because I talk with some guys, like my buddy in Pennsylvania, like 100-acre, 200-acre farm is pretty good sized farm in the Midwest to hunt, right? Like you go out west and they laugh, they got thousands of acres. So anyways, I meet this guy and he's like, well, Sonny, before I sign your slip, let's go walk the farm, So we're walking this farm, and he's got cornfields, he got big woods, and then we get down the bottom, there's a creek, right? And we start walking along this creek, and this creek's only like 8 feet wide, right? It's not a big creek. We come up on this beaver dam, and this dam's like 50 feet wide, and it's like 8 feet deep in the pool. On the other side of the dam, it's only like 6 or 8 inches deep. And this farmer, he had planted like 6,000 oak trees about 5 or 6 years ago. Whoa. And he was really upset because his trees they're going to die of root rot because of the water, right? So he was like, well, Sonny, before I sign your slip, do you think you'd help me with these beavers? And I'm like, you and I are opportunists, aren't we? Right?
Oh yeah.
If there's an opportunity, we're gonna seize it, right? So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna figure it out. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna come back with my coyote rifle, and I got a thermal. I'm just gonna shoot them at night, right? Because they're nocturnal, because they swim around at night. So I looked up the game laws in Ohio, and I don't know what it is in Tennessee, but you can't shoot a beaver if it's just swimming by. The only time you could pop a beaver is if it's in a trap.
Really? Not here.
Yeah.
Here, a beaver is like a coyote. Kill it. It's a varmint pest. Kill them all. That's how beavers are here. There's no season. Just kill them any day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because they're very destructive, highly destructive. So that was out the window. I wasn't go breaking the law, and so the next day, my youngest boy, Jacob, after school, I pick him up after school. We go out there, and he'd never seen a dam before either, and so we go out there with the pitchfork and a pickaxe, and we're busting a hole in the dam, right? And we bust a hole, and the downstream starts overflowing, and so the net, because we're just screwing around like a couple kids, right? Just playing on a dam at that point. I go back the next day on Thursday, and the freaking dam is repaired.
No way. Wow.
Their 2 holes they're fixed, and unbeknownst to me, when a beaver hears the rushing water, they immediately swim, and they repair the dam. So long story getting really short, I got on YouTube, I binge watched a bunch of beaver trapping videos. I went to the local Rural King, and I bought 2 330 Duke conibears or Duke traps. The body, you use the conibear traps?
The big ones? No.
Yeah,
I don't use them.
But you've used the body traps?
No.
I just
used foot traps. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, them body traps, man, I bought one of those setters because a couple of my friends that do trap, like years ago. I said, well, if you ever use these, get the setters. They look like giant scissors.
Yeah.
They actually compress the spring that way you can. And so anyways, I cut a couple videos of my adventures because, you know, I videotape everything. And yeah, I caught the male, I think the following Monday. And then I didn't catch anything for like a week. And I put a trail camera out, and this female was swimming around. She was avoiding my traps entirely. Well, what I ended up doing is I took the castor gland out of the male, and I made a castor set like 150 yards upstream. I ended up catching her, right? Well, so long story even getting shorter, the end of beaver trapping season in Ohio is like the end of February. It's only like 2 months, right? Seriously. It's like fox, beaver, otter, couple other fur bearers. You can only trap for 2 months in Ohio. And I was telling the farm, so, well, you know, if there's any more, you know, I'm just going to have to wait. So I got on the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, you know, our DNR, and I started looking for depredation permits, and I stumbled upon so now I'm officially a nuisance operator.
Nice.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So I bet Tennessee's got it. You ought to check it out. I took a 2-hour test, and I ended up opening up like the study guide on one tab, and then the test on the other tab. You had 2 hours, 100 questions. You had to get an 80 or higher to get licensed, and it's $40 a year, but you get renewed every 3 years, and you have a license to trap and shoot animals year round.
I would do that.
You check out the Tennessee license.
Well,
check it out.
So I can't speak on other states, but the South is pretty
liberal.
Yeah, as far as the laws go on that. So in Tennessee, we can now trap raccoons on private land 365. So
see, Ohio, no.
We do have a fur bearer season, which is during deer season, almost exact same dates, and that's for fox and bobcat, and maybe a couple other things. But in Tennessee, 365, we can kill or trap coyotes, skunks, armadillos, groundhogs, and beavers whenever we want to.
Right.
Except the only exception is, which I'm going to look into it because what you're talking about, they may let us do it if you have something like that in Tennessee.
Right.
We can't shoot them at night with no thermals, no night vision hunting. Period. Not even for coyotes.
Right. I get on some of the coyote Facebook groups, and the guys, the Middle Eastern Coyote group or whatever, Facebook, they complain and they cry. I don't blame them for crying, you know, but it's kind of I mean, you know, I've been coyote hunting in Ohio for 10 years now at the thermal, and I could see, you know, I mean, it's just like anything else, Hootie, Adam. If a criminal is going to break the law, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? A criminal ain't just like gun control laws. Gun control laws do nothing for anybody, right? It's like, it's not going to deter a criminal from breaking the law. Same with a poacher, all right? A poacher a poacher is not going to follow the law. They're going to poach. And I know Tennessee's reason is because, you know, some guy going to have a thermal, he's going to shoot deer at night, you know?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
When I first started hunting coyotes at night, it was like, man, you know, you got the wind right. An animal has no idea. I mean, you took away their sense of vision, right? They still can hear pretty well, but they're less timid or spooky, you know, because they can't see. I mean, you still can't fool their nose, you know. So, yeah, you should look into that. Look into Tennessee's. They may have something. I was shocked, honestly. I mean, I got online. I looked up the Ohio game laws, and you actually have. It's like a 2-hour, 100 question test. And honestly, I thought I failed. Really, I did. I was like, there were some questions that weren't even in the study guide. I mean, I was frantically getting on Google trying to find it because it was timed. It showed a clock, your TikTok, counting down. So
that's a lot of questions. There's another goofy thing here. So 2 years ago is summertime, and I'm thinking, I want to go film some coyote hunting videos.
Okay.
So I don't own, land. I don't have a huge farm I can go just hunt them on.
Right.
So I said, well, I'm going to go out to the public land where we deer hunt, and I'm going to go coyote hunting. Take the calls out there and just do a bunch of sets and see what happens.
Right.
And right before I left the house, I thought, well, I'm just going to double check. Tennessee, you can't coyote hunt the public land. The only time you can shoot coyotes on the public hunting land is during deer season.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wonder why they're so anal about shooting coyotes.
It's the same thing. They think you're going to poach deer.
Because
even in deer season, you can only shoot the coyotes with what the legal deer hunting weapon is at the time. So if it's bow season, you can only shoot the coyotes with a bow. You can't have a rifle with you and a bow. Right. Because they think you're going to shoot a deer with your gun. Right.
Well, you know what? One stipulation with Ohio, because Ohio's, 365, 24/7, whatever, not necessarily. In Ohio, during the deer gun season, the deer muzzleloading gun season, you cannot hunt coyotes at night. Those are the only 2 times. But our gun season's only a week long, and muzzleloader's 4 days.
Our gun season's from like over 2 months.
Yeah. But, okay, well, listen. Let's move on from beaver trapping. There's my beaver trap. You should check the videos out because it's pretty authentic. Like the next day I'm with my camera. I don't even have I just got my smartphone. I'm just checking my traps, and then I sound like a little girl. I was like, oh my gosh, it worked. I got a beaver. So, but anyways, all right. So congratulations on your award, your Gundy Award. What was that?
Oh yeah, best outdoorsman, I think was what the name of it was.
Best outdoorsman.
Somehow, something got screwed up somewhere, and they let me have that award somehow.
No, I think you've done pretty good the past year doing outdoor stuff, man. What have you? Let's just quickly go down the list of what have you taken this past 2023.
Well,
we start the deers.
So my memory is pretty much garbage.
That's why we get our deer mount, so we can look up there and think about that hunt.
And I actually, speaking of which, I got to write this down because I'll forget.
What are you going to forget?
Taxidermist called me yesterday and said, come pick up your deer.
Oh.
And I already forgot he called me.
Oh, no.
And that guy, that's from a deer from a year and a half ago, and I completely forgot I shot that deer. Then I was thinking, I saw a deer that my son had on his wall, and I said, wait a minute, that guy that did that deer still owes me a deer from like 18 months ago. And then he called me yesterday.
Right. Are you in the same house where you've been, or did you move?
We moved like 3 years ago. So yeah, we've been here a little while.
So what I'm alluding to is like my wife, my trophy room is a little tiny, like 10 by 12 room. And I'll send you a picture sometime. So my wife doesn't understand how deer heads are actually, she thinks they weigh a lot. And she would always worry about the wall falling down.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, honestly, seriously, I believe
it.
Huh?
I believe it.
I literally have, I don't know. I quit counting. In fact, I quit getting bucks mounted, to be truthful. What I do now is I do the European skulls myself,
Cool.
But yeah, I was wondering if you had, I know you've taken a number of heads in the past 3 years. I was wondering where you're putting them all.
My daughter went through the house the other day and counted mounts. There's a red stag on the floor behind me. And there's
I see him.
But without what's in this room, which is those 2 deer, She carried, I think, 25 mounts.
Dang.
And then I still got like 10 or 12 more at the taxidermist. It's a mess. But
you have to build another house, man. You got to move. Because you got to display all of them. They just can't lay on the floor.
Yeah,
not like my beaver fur.
The red stag is a little heavier. I've been waiting to order a little bit stouter mount because I'm paranoid that's gonna.
Yeah, don't put a 16-penny nail into the 2x4 stud.
Yeah,
you don't want that sucker coming down.
I shot a buffalo 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That should be here anytime.
Where are you gonna put that at?
Well, so the stairwell, which is the other side of this wall right here.
Oh, it's tall.
The one side of the stairs is like that's where I'm allowed to put animal heads.
Okay, hang on, my beaver thing just fell down. Oh man.
And then my one son's bedroom is kind of like an overflow. He's got turkeys on the wall and 2 deer and a black buck antelope, and he's got a bunch of stuff in his room too. He likes it.
That's cool. Okay, let's see. Number 3. So did you hear the news today about Vista Outdoors?
No.
You didn't hear?
No, I've just been working all day.
Well, they, I didn't hear about this because I'd seen a thing on YouTube. So I guess last October, they were going to be sold to a company in Czechoslovakia.
I heard that.
Right? Well, check this out. A company in Texas, MS something, I don't know the exact acronym. They offered to buy the entire Vista Outdoors, not just the ammunition. Like the original
That's a lot.
Yeah, the original for the ammo company is like 1.9 billion. Well, the other company in Texas, I think it's Texas, may not be Texas, somewhere in the US, they're offering like 2.9 billion for the entire Vista Outdoors, ammunition and the outdoors portion. So they're hoping that comes through because I didn't know this, when a foreign company tries to buy an American company, the governments have to, put their blessing on it and okay it, especially an ammunition company,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see how that shakes out.
I forget what all is under Vista Outdoors now, but I'm pretty sure that's like still 20 or 30 companies.
Oh yeah, I mean you got Remington, Federal, CCI, just on the ammo side, right? And there's 2 other big players. And then on the outdoor side, there's a bunch of companies.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah. So let's see what else. Okay, so let's talk about. I'm trying to see 2, 4, 6. I see 6 RCBS dies, 7. I see a couple of Hornadies. I see some Remington Core-Lock boxes. Is that a Frankfurt Arsenal press? Is that a?
Yeah, this is the Impress.
Impress. I got a couple of those. So let me ask you a couple of things. Before I ask you a couple of things, I'll tell you a primer story. Okay, have you dropped a primer yet? Accidentally.
What do you mean, like on the ground?
Yeah, just fumble it.
No.
You haven't? So when I started reloading in 1988, okay? And back then, everything was $10 to $12. You could get 1,000 primers for $10. You could get a pound of powder for $10. You could get 100 bullets for $12. You could get cases for, I think, it was like $10 or $12 for 100 cases. So everything was $10 or $12, right? And I remember the first time I dropped a 100 pack of primers on the floor, right? Just, you'll do it. It'll happen. Accidents happen. I dropped a bunch of primers on the floor. I dropped them and I looked down. I was like, I'll get those later, right? Fast forward to now. If I drop a primer on the floor, I'm down on my hands and knees with a flashlight looking for that 10-cent primer. That's my reloading story.
I would be too. But I'm on the verge of becoming a super nerd in reloading.
You have to, man. You
I'll
have
probably
to.
never reach your level, but I'm on the verge. I just need the time. So I'm gonna tell you what I got so far, as far as dice go. 6.5 300 Weatherby.
Oh, nice, nice.
6.5 Weatherby RPM.
Okay.
I got that rifle. Then I got a 308 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6mm Creedmoor. That's the one that I've loaded so far.
Right.
And then I got 338 Win Mag. Then I got 6.5 PRC. Then I got 257 Weatherby. And then 243 Winchester. Okay. That's all I got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different cartridges.
You got a good source for powder and primers locally?
No. Well, believe it or not, I've been finding these. There's a local punch. This is Varget.
Oh, you got Varget. Okay.
There's a local pawn shop that randomly gets it in.
Oh, it's awesome.
I can't remember what I paid for it, but
right.
It's not cheap.
Right.
But I don't have any kind of hookups for great deals.
Right. So one thing I found reloading, when you make the time and you say you're going to nerd out, once you figure out what you're doing and you get your rhythm, it's very therapeutic. It is. That's why I love to reload. I mean, like I think you're the same as me. You enjoy the journey just as much as the destination, don't you?
Yeah.
You enjoy the process of doing something as much or even more than actually, arriving at your destination. That's that's what I enjoy doing and reloading. But like you said, man, you need time. You definitely need time.
I mean, where I got to go, even after I load it, if I want to test it, I got to go drive, 12, 15 minutes away and then go test the stuff. And then
you can't do like I just shoot in my basement.
Yeah, I know. And I need to get a better chronograph too.
There you go. It's funny you just mentioned that. You know what this is?
Yeah, everybody's been telling me to go get one of those. I saw one. I used one for the first time in Vegas at SHOT Show.
Right.
But that one's like $500-600, isn't it?
600.
Yeah.
I sold 2 of my older chronographs to help finance this one. This was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. One thing I've just learned recently is, so I got this Arca mount off Amazon because like Area 419 in Ohio sells one for like some ridiculous $130 or something. This is like $20. So this allows you to mount it to your rifle. But one thing I've learned is I was getting like 60 to 80 to 90 feet per second slower readings when this was set back, and they spec it out. This has to be 5 to 15 inches behind the muzzle. Okay. It can't be, if it's any further back, then you'll get different readings. So I stopped doing that. I didn't stop mounting it to a gun because like Garmin says on a heavy, I'm thinking on a heavy recoiling rifle, the unit may not take the recoil. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, dude, this is what's so nice about it. Everything's tied to your smartphone. So it Bluetooth uploads to your phone and man, you're good to go. Check this out.
What is that?
What's that?
A rubber band?
So does
it read a rubber band?
Not this. I didn't try this one yet. You know the typical like 1/4 inch thick rubber band. They're about that big. They're about that thick, right? Here, you start talking to kill the dead space because I got to find this picture.
Well, so
and I never took a video. I should have taken a video. I got to find it. I know I saved it too. Hang on.
I need it. I wanted to get the Garmin.
What does that say?
Rubber band.
177.4 feet per second.
Wow. I would not have guessed it would go that fast either.
I think this one's gonna go faster, man. This is like a big rubber band, you know.
It might. And Caldwell's coming out with one that's similar and supposedly even better.
Yeah, it's a bigger unit.
So I'm kind of holding out to try to get one of those.
Yeah. I could probably get one of those to test also, just to do a comparison. I think that'd be a cool comparison. So, what I like about this is the portability. I posted. Well, I got some guys really butthurt over this one.
What's that?
So I got this. This was on back order. I think I got it from Cabela's because originally I was going to try Midway, and this was on back order for about a month, and it finally came in. So I got on eBay and I was just searching, because I was selling my other chronographs. Yeah. And I got on eBay, and you wouldn't believe the number of lab radars that were selling for like $200, $250.
Oh man.
Guys were selling their lab radars to finance to get one of these. Because unbeknownst to me, I don't know if anybody's got a lab radar, but apparently historically guys have had like software issues and tech support issues and customer service. And I mean, I'm just speaking from what I've heard. I've never had to deal with them personally, but dude, this thing's like a no-brainer. You turn it on, you put in, so it's got a range of like obviously 100 feet per second to 1700, for like 22s and subsonics and pistols, and it goes to like from 1700 to 5000 for like the supersonics. But you just put in the weight, you just turn it on, man. You just start shooting. It's like, I wish I would have something like this years ago, because it's just like, and so you say you don't have a chronograph yet, or do you?
I do, but it's just $100 kind,
You got to shoot through the screens.
Yeah.
You definitely. My one buddy at work, he just started reloading like 3 months ago. I said, man, Ryan, you got to get a chronograph, right? Because you're just guessing, I mean, you'll be close, but you're still just guessing. So.
I just had a light bulb, something.
What's that?
If I don't say it, I'll forget. So I just saw today, probably an hour or two ago, it popped up on my feed, or I think I got the notification. You must have just released a 360 buck camera loading video.
Yes,
or it might
sir.
have been short. So I got the notification. So give me the short spiel on that.
So okay, so I knew this just because I'd seen it somewhere. So you like Weatherby rifles, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I got the dies for a bunch of them.
Yeah, I know you do. You ever heard of hammer bullets?
Yes. And you know where I heard of hammer bullets?
Weatherby.
My friends that work at Weatherby.
Right. Well, so here's the deal. So Steve Davis, the owner of Hammer Bullets, he's out of I think Montana. Dude, I'll just tell you a couple things right now. You may not know. 308 Winchester, 180 grain bullet. What's the ballistics? Offhand? 308 Winchester, 180
like
grain bullet.
2,700 feet per second, maybe.
Yeah, and a 20-inch barrel. A 20-inch barrel. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Around 2,500.
Okay.
Right. Like a 24, it's probably closer to, like you said, 26, 2,700, 180 grain. Like 30-06 is like 2,800, right?
Yeah.
300 Win Mags like 3,000, 3,100. Those are always the levels. 308, 30-06, 300 Win Mag. 360 buck hammer, 178 grain hammer, Henry Model X, 20 and 21-inch barrel, 2,535 feet per second. I got 308 Winchester ballistics out of a 360 buck hammer.
Nice.
Because
I have the Model X.
Tomorrow. Huh?
I got the Model X this past year.
I do too. Huh?
I had the just the standard model.
Right.
And then I swapped it out for a Model X so I could shoot it suppressed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I seen you had the wood when you took that deer a couple years ago. I remember you had the wood model.
Yeah, and that one.
Do
I
you
mean,
see that?
yeah, 2534,
That's
2537.
360 buckhammer.
The only ammo I have for that is the factory core locked. I got the 180s and the 200s, but I can't remember how fast those 180s are. You remember?
Just under 2400. I'm cutting a video tomorrow. I just got the Federals, the Power Shocks,
Cool.
180s and 200s, and the 180s were right at 2400, 2390 something, and the 200s were eclipsed what the factory. Let's see what the 200s. So the 180s were 2397, and then the 200s were 2237, which eclipsed the factory box. But dude, man, this is where it's at, man. I'll give you. You got to get a hold of Steve Davis with Hammer Bullets, man.
Yeah. So Weatherby loads a bunch of factory loadings now with Hammer bullets.
You know why?
Why is that? Because they're awesome. There was ridges in them.
The ridges. So a quick backstory on all copper monolithic bullets. The first all copper bullet was from Barnes. The Barnes bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, 30 years ago. Back then, they were all copper bullets. No grooves, nothing. They were all solid, right? If you know anything about copper versus a traditional cup and core, lead core, copper jacketed bullet, copper is much harder than a standard bullet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you shoot a bullet in a rifled barrel? The bullet obturates, right? The rifling engraves on the jacket, and then it squeezes, it seals the bore, the gas is pushed, blah blah blah. What they found out with the copper jacketed bullets that had no relief groove, they were getting extremely high pressure spikes, and they were getting excessive fouling. So then entered Barnes like Generation 2 bullets. They actually started cutting grooves, right, in the bullets to help to mitigate that problem. For years I did a lot of work with Lehigh Defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before they got sold over to Bill Wilson in Texas. I kind of migrated away from them. The thing with hammer bullets and what's convinced Weatherby and myself as well is that Steve Davis, he patented it. His ridges have a smooth radius. Okay.
Really?
And the bearing surface is minimal compared to just grooves that are 90 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like a 90-degree groove would just be like a square wave, right?
Yeah.
These are sinusoidal. It's like a smooth wave, like a water wave. The uptick is you could push these so hard and not get excessive pressures and just gain the velocity. And that's why Weatherby, because that's what Weatherby's model, man. They want that speed. They want that velocity.
Because I've always really wanted to get a 257 Weatherby Magnum, and I got one last year. And right. This year, the Weatherby team, the Weatherby guys, I'm watching, following on them on Instagram. A couple of them are buddies of mine, so texting them, calling them, and asking about their hunts and all this. And with the 257 Weatherby, like the bullets I got to load, I got some 100 grainers and some 115, and both of those are Barnes.
Okay.
Well, the hammers they're shooting in 257 are 92s.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, dude, if you're hunting 257, you got to load the 92s. That's what they're selling Weatherby factory ammo with the 92 hammers.
Yeah, I had Steve Davis on my podcast 3 weeks ago. We talked about it. But yeah, that's dude, reach out. You can reach out. I can give you his contact information. But so I got a couple things here. 6-arc, right? I was shooting the 6-arc before Hornady invented the 6-arc. like back in like 10, 12 years ago. It was I was shooting a 6 PDK Wildcat, which was are you familiar with the 6.8 SPC?
I mean, I don't know the details of it. I've seen it, but.
So the 6 PDK was a 6.8 SPC neck down to 6mm. It's identical to a 6 ARC. And I was shooting a Wildcat back in 2011. I killed a bunch of hogs, groundhogs, coyotes with that cartridge. So I was doing a 6 ARC way before everybody was doing a 6 ARC. So I knew the benefits because it fit an AR-15, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a Howland Mini now, Howland Mini action, carbon elevate and a 6 ARC. I'm shooting a 75. Now you should know this from your 243 Winchester, right? What can a 243 Winchester shoot an 80 grain bullet at, roughly?
I just shot a bunch of 243 last week, but I don't remember the numbers. 80 grain was the lightest I shot.
How much?
80 grain was the lightest I shot, but I can't remember the speeds.
So I think 80 grain 240 Winchester, you can get over 3,000.
I was gonna guess 3,200, but that might be
3,200, right. And 100 grain, you can get around 2,900. 243 Winchester, fantastic varmint gun, deer gun, mule deer gun. Guys even said they kill elk with it, but that's marginal, right? The 243 case, 6 ARC, right? Tiny little 6 ARC, 75 grain hammer, HHT, 3256.
Wow.
That's off a bolt gun. Now you can't shoot this in an AR-15 because of the pressures. I don't know if you knew, like even Hornady has separate reloading data for AR-15 versus a bolt gun for the 6 ARC.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3256. There's a cartridge near and dear to your heart. I know it is. 22250.
I love 22250. That's probably my favorite.
Have you ever heard of 22250 Ackley Improved?
I've heard it, but I don't have one.
You know what the Ackley Improved is?
I don't know it well enough to describe it. No.
So all P.O. Ackley back in the 50s, he was just a genius cartridge maker, and he figured out that if he took a standard cartridge and changed the shoulder angle to 40 degrees, okay, so you had a steeper shoulder angle and blew out the taper, and you gain powder capacity. So check this out. Our beloved 22250, like this was my first serious groundhog gun 30 years ago, right? I love my 22250s. Check this out. 90 grain burger.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. 90 grain burger, 224, dude.
Wow.
You talk about laser now. And the 22 Creedmoor guys are going to be like, I'm going to piss them off. I know I am, because they're going to be like, why didn't you just do a 22 Creedmoor? I said, because I don't like to trim my brass. That is the biggest advantage of an Ackley cartridge, is that because of those shoulders, the brass doesn't stretch. Like, do you got a case trimmer yet for your brass?
Yeah, I do, but I haven't used it yet, but I got one.
Yeah. So that the only disadvantage of Ackley Improved, because of those steep shoulder angles, is that your feeding from a magazine has to be about dead nuts perfect. Excuse me. It's not so forgiving as like a typical 30-degree shoulder. But yeah, I'm going to be pushing this 90 grain burger at around 30. I'm hoping 3150. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be like 23 minutes at 1,000 yards. 23
I
minutes.
believe it. I believe it. I shot my 22-250 to 1,000.
Yeah.
But I was using 55 grain bullets.
Right. Oh yeah. Plus the wind. Oh yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine that? But that bad boy, this got a BC of like almost 6, 0.6. And I've got the 80 grain hammer too, which is the dude, I am sold on. You've got to start shooting these hammers, man. Like that's an 80 grain hammer, all copper next to a 90 grain burger. It's about the same length, you know.
That's sweet. And I don't know about, oh, well, no, I guess you can't deer hunt with that, but we can here.
Oh,
Last
you
year,
can.
it's legal there?
No, you can though. You killed
Oh,
a deer
yeah.
with 250. I know
Yeah.
you did.
I shot an 8-point buck last year with mine.
I know you did.
My son shot a doe.
Yeah. What was the bullet?
I was using Remington varmint, the AccuTip V bullet.
Oh, the AccuTip V. Yeah, those are, you know. Now you need the 2 or 3 inches.
Just
grenades. Yeah, just grenades along. You know. That's all you need, man. Last but not least, this is my beloved groundhog cartridge. It's my 204 Ruger.
I love 204.
I love my 204. That's a 39 grain Sierra Blitz King. I got lucky and scored a bunch of those. Those were like gold for like, you know, before COVID.
Sierra, everything is gold. Well, yeah. I got the guy's card right here. The guy who does the marketing agency stuff for Barnes and Sierra.
Right.
And he's like, you know, like if you want to load some stuff, maybe we can work together, whatever. He's like, just if it's on the website, we have it in stock, and you know, we'll see if we can order some, whatever.
Right.
Man, everything's out of stock on the website. Are y'all making bullets or what? Because everything's out of stock.
Right. Yeah. Right before the NRA show this past, you know, last year, dude, you couldn't find 39 grain Sierra Blitz Kings for like 5 years. You couldn't find them. Yeah. I talked to the Sierra rep at the NRA show, and like 2 weeks later, they made, like, I scored a box of 5. I bought 500. It's like, I'm good for my life, right? But yeah, this is a laser, man. 39 grain at around 37.50. What I love is you shoot and you can see your misses. You know, I mean, you know, there's no recoil. So
I took my 204 last year to Wyoming and did prairie hunting. That was the most fun I've ever had in my life. 204 Ruger all day, just blowing them up. out to 300 yards, just a laser.
Oh, it's a laser. Yeah. And it don't kick, man. You can see, you know.
You can see them explode in your skull.
Right. You want to hear something? Of course, I'm just joking, but my buddy and I, we used to hunt groundhogs a lot like 20 years ago. We thought of, and then we're joking. I mean, we would never do this. This is like highly against the law. We were like, man, we should get a breeding pair of prairie dogs and release them in
Ohio.
No.
That'd be all right as long as you didn't own the land. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's illegal everywhere.
Yeah, there's strict laws against doing that. Yeah. That's on my bucket list. Huh?
They might not be able to survive the winter. Well, I guess they could if they live in Wyoming and all that.
Yeah, Montana, Wyoming. Yeah. So yeah, that's I figured I'd bring some of these out. I think that's all my little. I figured I'll do a little show and tell for Hootie. You know, I'm sure he'd love to. Dude, you got it. The 360 buck hammer. Whenever you get those hammer bullets, I'll clue you in on some of the load data. You know. So yeah.
I haven't even read about loading straight wall stuff yet, so I'm clueless there.
Yeah, there's an extra die. I don't know if you noticed. So there's they now straight cartridges, straight wall cartridges. That's kind of a misnomer. Okay, you cannot, except maybe a 12 gauge like the shotgun brass. I think those are even tapered. Even the straight walls have a taper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's like this diameter is bigger than this diameter because you got to be able to extract the case out of the chamber. But they call them straight walls because obviously they don't have a bottleneck. But there's an extra die in your. Do you have a straight wall die set or not yet?
No.
So when you get one, you'll see an extra die. You'll be like, what's this one for? Well, if you ever load pistol, right, like a 9mm, 38, 357, 45, ACP, 45 Colt, 44 Magnum, whatever. Think about it. when you resize the brass, right, you squeeze it down, right? Well, you got to be able to put that bullet in the case. So that there's a die that's called a bell. It's a belling die, B-E-L-L, like a ring a bell. And what it does, it actually opens up. You got to set it yourself. It actually opens up the mouth just a little bit. Just almost the diameter of the bullet. That way the bullet can actually start into the case mouth. And when you start reloading straight walls or pistols, occasionally you'll get what they call a bulge. Like if your bullet doesn't start perfectly straight, it'll start seating. It'll start seating a little bit crooked, and you'll see a bulge on one side. Don't worry, don't panic. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, but you'll see that on straight walls. So, yeah. Anyways, okay, that's all my 5 things. Okay, now what do you want to talk about?
Hey, my brain is such a squirrel most of the time. I just realized I'm going to be in Ohio in June, I think.
Oh, really? We got to work something out here, man.
And I want to. It's an event, and I want to say it's near Dayton.
Oh, okay. I went to college at Dayton. Graduated from UD. That's probably about 2 hours from my house.
I lived in Ohio for a while when I was a kid. My dad worked in Louisville, or you say it Louisville, Louisville.
St. Louisville.
It's near Akron.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is?
Yeah. Akron's like maybe an hour northeast of me. Huh.
Yeah, I haven't been in Ohio in a long time.
Give me the details on how many days is this? How long is the event?
I think it's like 2 days, but I got to look at it.
I wonder is it a shooting event, a media event?
Yeah. It's oh man. I'm looking at his Instagram.
You work with Faxon or not? Because they're down Dayton.
No, I don't. RGG is what I call the guy, but it's real gun guy. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Was he got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, and he's
all right.
Doing an event up there.
All right.
He actually lives in Houston. I don't know why they're doing it in Ohio.
Oh, in Ohio. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll meet up, man.
Yeah, I'll send you the details and stuff.
That's so many details. We'll get together. We'll do some shooting. We gotta do some shooting, man.
I like to shoot.
I know you like to shoot. I take you groundhog hunting.
I need a groundhog. I mount that thing.
I'll take you coyote hunting, man. I'll let you know what it's like to look, huh?
I would love that, seriously.
You got a thermal yet or not yet?
I just got. I don't have a thermal.
Okay.
But it's right here in front of me. It was literally my video tonight was on this thing. It's the Arkham Zulus. Yeah.
Dude, did you see my video on the Zulus?
Yeah.
Huh?
I watched it. Yeah.
Dude, that's a Caspial, man. That's like the future of optics.
It's cheap.
I know. For what it could do, you got to do the ballistics. You understand how to do the ballistics?
No, huh? I just took it out of the box, turned it on, used it in the daytime and nighttime, changed the brightness and stuff. I did hook it up to my phone, but I didn't do the ballistic stuff yet.
You got to download Arkin Optics, right?
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
And then you got to download Arkin Ballistics.
Okay, I didn't do that part yet. Is that a
Arkin
separate app?
Ballistics. That's another app. It's separate entity.
Cool.
Okay. And then what you want to do is just like anything else. You got to enter your ballistic data, right? Like your velocity, your range, your caliber, your bullet weight, your BC. You actually got to enter the height that the scope is above your bore, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get this ballistic table, okay?
Yep.
Excuse me. And you're going to have a Bluetooth. And when you're connected, huh?
I just got the ballistics app.
Okay, cool. So then when you get your ballistic table all set up, you're going to get a little airplane icon right here. It'll look like a paper airplane. Only when you get the Bluetooth hooked up. All you do is hit that paper airplane. And just give it a couple minutes. It sends all this data to your scope, and you're golden, man. Just range that animal. Oh, there's my solution. Take the safety off. Bing, bang, bong. You're done.
Yeah,
Just like
and that's what I'm thinking. Like, I won't put that on all the deer guns. Why not?
Dude, I'm serious. I was telling I forget who I was telling.
And
Like,
it films.
Yeah, it films. Right. It's like everything, man. It's like, but when I used to hunt groundhogs, this was my sequence. Okay. Binoculars. Oh, there's a groundhog. Right. Like when you were prairie dog hunting, were you guys putting in solutions or were you just guessing? Were you dialing or not?
Yeah, we're dialing. I mean,
Okay.
I had a dope card on all the guns.
Right. So the way I'd hunt groundhogs, I'd laser them. Oh, okay. Then I pull up my shooter app on my phone, right? Punch in the yardage, dial up the correction in my scope, get back on the gun, hope the heck that the groundhog was still there and shoot. All that, knowing what I know, I can do maybe 30 seconds to 50 seconds. That just takes way too long,
The only thing,
Zulus,
it was in the rain when I was trying it. I couldn't get the rangefinder to pick up every time, but I might not have been doing it right. And it could have been it was raining really hard.
Did you get batteries?
Yeah.
You were lucky you got batteries because they were back ordered. The light green 18650 batteries. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I hooked up an external power supply to mine.
I saw that in your video. Yeah, that's neat.
But I'm gonna just have that as a backup now that I got, because apparently the batteries last. Supposedly, I just had Matt from Markin on my podcast yesterday actually.
Cool.
And he's thinking
I
it's
know
like
him.
Matt Ardelette.
Yeah.
Is it Ardelette? I think
It's something goofy. Yeah.
I
texted him. I said, "Man, this is crazy. I love this."
You got to get set up. What are you going to put it on first? 22250?
Well,
22250 or something else?
Or
don't tell me. It could be a surprise.
No, it doesn't have to be a surprise. I was honestly thinking about a 22 LR subsonic.
Oh yeah.
Rifle.
Yeah.
And just like bolt gun, real quiet.
Right.
And then I was also thinking possibly trying an air gun.
Right.
And reason being, putting it on those first is for this. We have a summer squirrel season.
Okay.
So filming some squirrel hunts with 22 subs or air guns.
Right. Yeah. Plus, it will show you the correction, man. Just dial that in, buddy. Dial it in, and what's cool? I've got 2 groundhog videos that I haven't released yet. I got 2 that I already did, and so like I only know this from shooting a bow a lot. Being an archer, right? So you understand point of aim, point of impact, right?
Yeah.
Line of sight, bore of the typically you're on an optic, it's 2.5 inches to 3 inches above the bore, right?
Yeah.
From the muzzle out to a certain distance, your bullet is always below your line of sight, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then maybe at 20, 25 yards, the bullet path crosses your line of sight to where they're dead on. The old 50-200 sight-in, right? Sight in at 50, be dead on at 200. That theory. I shot a groundhog. Check this out. I shot a groundhog, and it was it climbed up these round bales of hay, right? It was really fairly close. Well, I lasered him, and you see the solution come down to where to aim. Like you shot animals really close and not think about that.
You gotta aim high.
Yeah, you gotta aim high because the bullet's still hitting way low, But
that's how I shot my 8-point buck with my 22-250. I had to hold almost off the deer because I shot him at 20 yards.
Oh, at 20 yards. Yeah, because your line of sight, your bullets stay still way below your line of sight, So you'll see that on the, you know what? And I told Matt this, he couldn't believe me. I have yet to take that thing outdoors at night. I got it just to hunt during the day and to be able to film.
It works good. Out my front door, I even told my wife, I said, look at this. It's pitch black, right? You can't see nothing. You can't see nothing 10 feet away. It's pitch black outside. And then I handed it to her. I said, look at this. And she was just like, what? I was like, yeah. And there was a cat like 250 yards away, and you could see it plain as day. There's a cat.
Were you turning the IR on? Or not?
I didn't even fool with it.
Yeah, so
it's that far yet.
Right. So apparently it's got the Sony Star chip, Starlight something chip. That's the technology. Hey, I'm glad you told me. All right. Listen, I'm going to save your eyesight and your kids' eyesight. All right. Do not look into that with your naked eye and turn that on. Yeah. Do not look into that. Do a Google, because that can blind you. But you can't. It's not visible to the naked eye.
Really?
That's like it's either 850 or 940 nanometer. That's what the IR, the illuminator. That's the wavelength that can blind you. So don't do that. Don't turn it on and think, oh, it's not on. And I just know that from shooting digital night vision like 10, 12 years ago. So
and it really blew my mind, because there was a Chinese company. It's up there on my shelf. I can see it right there. One
leaf.
No, that's not it. But actually,
Similar.
they sent me one too, and I never even did the video because it kept messing up. And I told them, I was like, it's just not working. It's
right.
Not, I don't want to do it.
Right.
But this other company sent me digital binos.
Okay.
And they're like $300, 300 something.
Right.
And I was excited about it. They were garbage.
Oh yeah, compared to this.
So when I saw this, and you can get it under $500,
right?
I was like, and I saw the picture quality, I was like, wow.
Oh yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm an Arkin super fan. Like, I'll probably never spend money on anything else. I mean, it's that good.
Dude, I got an EP5 coming. I'm first daytime scope I'm gonna look at.
Dude, EP5 it's a banger, dude. I shot my mule deer
or mill?
I got mills.
Mill, okay.
I shot my mule deer this past year in Utah.
Right.
430 yards with the EP5.
The EP5.
Yeah, you can see the bullet trace perfect in the video. Sun to our backs.
Nice.
I mean, boop, 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 boop. Ah, bang. It's awesome footage. EP5 is awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think Matt was telling me it's shipping this Friday, so I should have it next week.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that. Yeah. One thing I was going to talk to you about. So, welcome to the wonderful world of cans, man.
Oh, absolutely. It's night and day. Like, I pretty much don't shoot a gun unless it's suppressed now. I just can't.
Isn't that funny?
Before I got them, I was like, oh, those are the yuppies with the suppressors, and when in reality, I was just jealous and I was hating them because I didn't have one yet. But then once I got a suppressor, it's like, oh, I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
And not to mention that, a lot of people don't know, I am pretty much deaf. Like,
me too.
I went and was tested when our last kid was born, because it was free because the insurance was maxed out. I went and had my ears done. And the first thing the lady says was, "Were you in the military?" I said, "No." "Why do you say that?" She said, "Oh, well, your hearing test came back results as somebody who shoots a lot of guns." I said, "Oh, I do shoot a lot of guns."
Yeah.
So this my left ear is almost worthless.
Right.
And then my right one is a bunch of damage. Like, if it's really hard to explain, but like if there's two sounds in a room, my brain my brain just turns it all to nonsense. And
Right.
It drives me crazy.
Right.
And like if we're sitting here in a room together, all that mask stuff, people wearing masks, like I didn't realize it until then. When we're sitting here having a conversation, my brain is reading your lips.
Oh,
So
really?
if I can't see your mouth, it's even that much harder for me to understand you.
Really? You're doing that subconsciously, not
Yeah,
realizing it.
yeah, exactly.
Huh. Yeah. Well, better late than never, you know.
Yeah, and I get these comments. I read every comment every day. So people, I wish you'd shoot it without the can. I wish you'd shoot it without the can. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
or the gun would shoot better without that suppressor.
Right.
If the gun doesn't shoot good with the suppressor, I don't want the gun.
That's
I'll
right.
get I'll get rid of it.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's my first one I think was like in 2015 or whatever. I think I'm up to like 10 or 11 now. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to, dude, I was wishing, there's a couple guys on YouTube, and I know they just play on people like me and us, saying, hey, the NFA is going to be repealed. I'm like, really? Because,
Oh yeah.
Because if they did, man, I'd be like having freaking cans everywhere. Not that I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I'm selling one of my 458 cans to one of my buddies here soon. Because I got two 458 cans. I really don't need a second one, I mean, I've got like 308 cans,
Yeah.
So I'm sure you got a collection going,
I'm trying to get it bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I do have a 46.
Oh, what do you got?
A couple 30s. I got the Banish 46.
Oh, the Banish, right.
That's what I run on the 360 Buckhammer.
Right. Dude, I run a check this out. So you heard of Diligent Defense?
Mm-mm.
They're out of Pennsylvania, right? They're just across the border from me, east. I've got their 8.6. It's designed for the 8.6 blackout, but it's actually rated for the 338 Lupua Magnum.
Sweet.
It's an all titanium can. It's a DTF LTI. It's like, I think it weighs like, it's like 10 or 11 ounces. It's all titanium.
Wow.
I run that on my 360 Buckhammer, and it's a 338 can on a 358 diameter bullet. But it's bored out to 409.
Oh.
But man, you talk about quiet. I shot that one deer last year, 75 yards. It was like I shot it with the I think 200 grain makers. It was like pew, it was like pew, whack.
You hear the bullet hit him.
You hear the whack,
Yeah. That I told you that I shot my deer at 430 yards with that Arkin EP5.
Right.
430 yards.
What were you shooting?
300 Win Mag.
Okay. What bullet?
Remington's new
Oh, the
cut.
tip.
Yeah.
The copper, the all copper tip. Yeah, the copper tip.
Copper tip. Yeah.
Okay.
In 300 Win Mag.
3-way mag.
But yeah, you hear the bullet hit the deer. Oh,
Just
man.
hear that.
I love it.
See what we've been missing all this time, man?
And there's no like, did you hit it? I don't know. It's like I literally heard the bullet hit it, man.
Yeah, I hit it. Yeah. Yeah, there's something else, man. You got 22 can?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that great with subsonics? I mean, it's like pellet,
pellet
rifle quiet,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I might. I think that's what that Zulus is going to go on first. Is a 22 bolt action,
right?
Just for plinking and squirrel season, because we got turkey season coming up in a couple weeks, and then it'll be squirrels. If it's a season, I'm trying to shoot them. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. So what else you got, man? You got anything else? We got we're working on an hour and 10 minutes here or so. You got anything else? Any reloading questions you want to ask on air?
Well, I think I told you last time we talked. I got a case stuck. Did I tell you about that?
Oh, I don't know if
I can't
well,
remember.
I've never done that before.
Actually, you know what? I did that after
I've
I
done it
did
like
that.
3 times, man. It's like,
Oh, I got it right here. I got the die right here.
RCBS?
No, this is Ellie Wilson.
Oh, you did an L.E. Wilson? You should
Yeah.
send it back. He could take that out for you.
I completely pretty much destroyed this die trying to get it out.
Oh man.
I did everything. I tried to hit it out with
Yeah, I've been there, done that, brother.
You can't get it out.
Well, you can get it out.
I saw the RCBS puller, but I haven't got one yet.
Yeah,
but
well,
I pretty much trashed this die.
Well, so okay, let me ask you this: what lube are you using?
Well, see, that's the problem. I didn't have any at the time.
Well,
and
you deserve it, man.
I was like, what am I going to do? Some WD-40 or what am I going to do? And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just not even going to use any case lube. Sitting right here. I'm knocking primers out. Okay. Oh, come on. And whatever. And then I got it all right here. I got some of the Frankfurt Arsenal case lube.
Right.
And then I got some of the that's RCBS.
Right.
I got a couple of those. People been telling me to get
Imperial.
more of the aerosol kind. Like someone said they like the Hornady brand.
You know what the best one is? If you don't remember anything from this conversation tonight, remember this: Imperial Sizing Dye Wax.
Okay.
Imperial Sizing Dye Wax. Write that down.
Imperial. That's it.
Imperial.
I got a bunch set out right here. This is all 6 Creedmoor.
Right.
And then what I really want to load next is my 6.5 300 Weatherby.
Ooh, yeah.
I need to get some large some Magnum primers.
Yeah, those are gold. Large rifle Magnum primers. Huh?
And then I got a bunch of 243 sitting right here.
Right.
But I think it'd be easier for me to start off on 243 than 6.5 300 Weatherby.
Yeah.
But the bullets I got, so just like the local Sportsman's Warehouse, right? Every time I'm in town, what do they got for bullets? And I'm grab a box or two.
Right.
So for 6mm and 243, I got some 58 grain VMAX.
Those will work.
And I got some 87 grain VMAX.
Yep. Those are good deer killers.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, how good could I shoot 58 grainers out of a 243?
Pretty good. What's your gun and what's a barrel twist?
I can't remember the twist.
Okay. What's a gun? The Ruger or Remington or Savage?
Howa.
Oh, it's a Howa.
Howa 1500, and it puts them in this. I love that gun.
Oh yeah, them Howas. But dude, I never owned I got that Carbon Elevate and the 6 Arc. Man, you talk about a primo. Like, I'm a small dude, man. I'm 5'6" and 140 dripping wet, right? And when I coyote hunt, I used to hump around like a 12, 13 pound AR with the thermal, right?
Yeah.
Man, that gets old after a while, even if you're a big guy carrying a big gun, That Carbon Elevate, 4 pounds, 10 ounces.
Wow.
Because it's carbon barrel, carbon stock. And then you put on a 2-pound thermal with a suppressor. That's like under 8 pounds fully equipped.
Wow. That's sweet. But I just wanted to try to do some real lightweight stuff in 243. And then, so I get all this stuff I want to do.
Right.
And then the first thing I really wanted to do was I got the new Ruger Gen 2 in 7mm 08.
Okay. Great cartridge.
I wanted to load that heavy. So, and just see what I could do with it.
Right.
So, I got some 175s and
Sierras.
What are those? Yeah, those are Sierras.
Oh, you got the TGKs, the Tip Game Kings.
Actually, I have no idea what they are.
Huh.
I did like some horse trading for these.
They got the green tips.
These are lead tips.
Oh, lead tip. Oh, that's old school there, brother. What's the
It
box?
is old. It's old stock. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Box.
Oh, yeah. That's like from the 1980s and 90s.
It says 1940 on it, actually.
Don't load them, man. Those are collector's items. Those are like $10 a bullet.
Really? Is it really worth the money? But I'm
no.
like, I did some horse trading for this, so it didn't cost me anything. I got 175. I mean, the bullets look good. They're not corroded or anything.
Yeah, those will be fun to shoot in a 708.
And then I got hit 154s Hornadies, 162 Hornady ELD match, and that you don't see 7mm 08 loaded heavy. So
no,
I just thought it'd be fun, see what
Yeah.
I could do.
I got a 6.8 Western, so I'm familiar with that too. I think that's my only 277 caliber cartridge I got. That 6.8 Western.
I had a 6.8 and it was a turd. It would not group anything. XPR.
Oh, Winchester. Yeah, I got a Browning. Man. I think. Well, you know what? I had that rebarreled, but the original factory barrel still shot great. You know, so.
I have like 20 boxes, maybe more, of factory ammo that I bought for 6.8 because I was furious with that gun. Like, I'm gonna find an ammo that it likes, and I bought like 2 or 3 boxes of everything they make.
Right.
And it doesn't shoot any of it. So it was actually a Winchester gun.
Right.
Well, the whole T&E thing. You can buy it from us.
Right.
It's a $500 gun. They wanted to charge me $400 some bucks for it. I said, it don't even shoot. It don't even shoot.
You
need
to pay me. You need to pay me for all this ammo I bought.
Yeah, I put like $1,000 of ammo through this gun.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Adam, because I've been doing this on my YouTube channel, dude. I about had it with YouTube, man.
Oh yeah. I about had it with them every day.
You know what I wish? I wish Elon Musk would buy Google. Or at least
that'd
buy
be fantastic.
YouTube. Could you imagine?
Fantastic.
Can you imagine? We would just be like totally liberated, man. We could say anything about guns.
My Facebook and my Instagram is absolutely dead. It's garbage.
Dude, my Facebook, I'm getting reamed big time.
Yeah.
We removed your post. I'm like, what?
Well, you can make a fortune on Facebook, and a lot of people don't know it, but you can use Facebook just like YouTube. If you can upload your videos directly to Facebook and monetize them. There was several days, a little bit over a week, where I was making $300 to $400 a day
on Facebook.
Really? You can monetize it. You edit your video just like you upload to YouTube. I used to always just put the link on Facebook.
Right, to YouTube.
But you can monetize your Facebook account and directly put the video on Facebook. So it's a Facebook video, not a YouTube video. And for a week, I was making $300 to $400 a day.
On how many views?
I'd have to go back and look, but
I'm just wondering what the what the CPM is.
It was a lot more lucrative than YouTube.
Really?
So you see all these little videos of people doing goofy stuff on Facebook, they're millionaires. And then about after a week, they owed me, like $2,000 or something. And then it took them 2 months to pay, but after a week, they said, your content goes against our policies and we will no longer let you make money on this. And I told my wife, like, we're about to retire because I found this loophole and we're making all this money. Like $2,000 in a week off this. And then, nope, they turned me off. But, yeah, you can upload videos just like that.
Yeah, I'd seen that, but then I'd seen that they started dinging me on, boy, they didn't like my beaver trapping stuff. They thought I was trying to sell fur, It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is America, man. This is America. What the heck?
I got the flyer for Pyramid Air
Right.
air guns. I got it in the mail yesterday. I took a picture of the front cover and just posted it to my story on Instagram. I'm like, this is cool, you know. They said, no, you are trying to sell guns. We're deleting it, and you're restricted for like the next week. Huh?
Right.
For putting up a picture of a
Yep.
magazine?
Yep.
I didn't put a link. I didn't put nothing.
Yep.
You're selling guns.
Do you got an account on X on Twitter or not?
Yeah, I wish I had kept up with it for a long time, but
Same with me.
I just got a new account like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, so you're trying to grow it like I am. And it's hard, man.
Yeah. And
it's hard.
I'm posting my videos to X too, just like I was talking about to Facebook. You can direct upload your videos to X.
Right. Right.
I'm not getting a bunch of traction on it, but
right. Have you seen who was telling me? Somebody's telling me that, man, they're deleting my subscribers. I said, no, they can't, because I never had that problem. Now I'm starting to see, like, have you seen your growth as far as your YouTube channel? You know, are you getting pretty good slope going upward, or just stagnate, or?
It's still, I mean, if I look at like the past year chart, it's still an upward trend. But yeah,
upward trend.
It's a lot harder than it used to be.
Dude, I mean, trying to, you know, have you heard that number, 14%? You heard that number? So they say that you should shoot for, of course, this is like several years old. They say, like, if you have 1,000 subscribers, you should shoot for 14% of those being views. So, like, if you have 1,000 subscribers, you should hope to get, what's 14% of 1,000? 140 views.
Yeah, 140.
So if you had 100,000 subscribers, you would hope to get, you know, whatever that is, 14,000. Yeah, 14,000 views. You know, if you had a million, you hope to get, you know, 140,000 views. You know, so.
Yeah, and man, I'm a data nerd, so I could talk about this for a week. So then just like you know, we talked about this before. So I talk about this with my friends all the time. Like, how do you get views? I literally had a conversation with my buddy Paul today about this. How do you get views on YouTube right now? You know how you get views on YouTube? Clickbait and shorts.
Right.
So shorts, there was a lot of people that got a lot of subscribers very quickly with shorts.
Right.
I can show you 2 channels right now that got, actually 3, that got over 2 million subscribers in less than a year. And this is doing guns. And they went all in on shorts, 2-3 shorts every day. I do shorts. I did shorts for a while, and it really helped my subscriber count. But all 3 of those channels, over 2 million subscribers. If they post a long form video, you know, it'll get 1,000 views.
Right.
And
because it's not being shared.
You got 2 million subscribers. Well, no, not some of it, yes, but really it is. You had 5 cheesy videos go viral, and people said, "Oh, that's hilarious," and hit subscribe, but they
never came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even know they're subscribed, and even if they did, they'd probably unsubscribe because they don't want to sit there and watch you for 10 minutes. They want to see you do something dangerous or silly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it right there. You know, so.
And like, this is funny too. So my same buddy Paul, I'm talking to him today. He's like, "Man, you're crazy." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Man, you just got 100,000 views on that video of you blowing up that dryer, and that you filmed that 5 years ago." I said, "Yeah, I needed to get some views." I said, "What's some good clickbait?" I said, "Oh, yeah, remember that time I blew up that dryer?" And then, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put in some footage of like 5 other people blowing stuff up." And then I made a thumbnail that said, "I almost died," and I'm like, "Ah."
Right.
Clickbait, man. 100,000 views. But then if I made that same video and just said, "I'm going to go shoot at a dryer and put tannerite in it," it might get 5,000.
Right.
But if I said, I almost died, oh, he did? I got to click that, clickbait.
Yep.
Same thing. Talking about that, I just bought that 6.5 300 Weatherby. When I bought it, it's used, and it came with the guy's die set and some like 10 boxes of ammo. Some of it was his own hand loads, and some of it was factory ammo. Well, I went to sight it in. I said, you know what? I'm going to make a clickbait video. Thinking ahead, I said, the title of the thing was, I should not have shot this ammo. And it's because I shot the guy's hand loads. People like, oh, what ammo is it? I got to click. That video got 160,000 views.
Right.
But if I just said, oh, I sighted in my gun with some random dude's hand loads, it would have got 5,000 or 500 views.
Right.
It's like, if you're not doing clickbait, people aren't watching anymore.
Right. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it stinks, but I mean, that's what I do for my full-time job. So
yeah, I'm the same way, man. It's like,
you can't just be real anymore.
No, I started my YouTube channel because I started filming my groundhog hunts. That's the only reason why I started my channel. I had no idea I'd be doing this like I am. I mean, thankfully, I still have a decent daytime job. I'm only working 3 days a week, and I'm going to retire in 5 years. So
awesome.
We'll see what happens thereafter.
Then you're really going to be doing some hunting.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'll be chasing more of these guys right there.
Man, I'm jealous. I don't
know if people ever wondered that, you see my, I'm terrible at trying to point to stuff. That's my logo.
Yeah.
That buck inspired that logo. People don't realize that until they watch this.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That was with the recurve and cedar arrows and the hand sharpened broadheads. Wow. 7 yards, fair chase. All so that's my claim right there. After I shot him, I was like, I'm done. The good Lord blessed me that day, and that was it. Because that's what it was.
I'm happy just to see a doe to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I love shooting big bucks, but I'm happy just to see a deer.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to just get some meat to make some turkey. And some sausages, some hamburgers, and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, all right, Adam. Listen, man, it's 11 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock Central Time. Listen, man. Always a pleasure. We got to hook up, buddy, in June. Let me know what's going on, and dude, you got to check out the Hammer bullets, man. That's where it's at. Talk to your guys at Weatherby. You know that.
I'm already checking them out.
All right.
They're not cheap, but they're supposed to be good.
They're good, man. All right, folks. Well, listen, this Nito with AP2020 Outdoors. Adam, thanks a lot. Remember, support that Second Amendment. Stay based. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.